Beloved, I invite you to open your heart and your mind to a truth so simple, yet so powerful, that it can change the entire course of your October. Life moves by the words we speak, the thoughts we harbor, and the visions we dare to hold. There are no accidents in the divine plan, and there is no such thing as chance. Everything is cause and effect, and you are the cause. The effects that unfold in your life are merely reflections of the seed, thoughts you plant and the words you affirm. This October, I give you a 2-word formula that has the power to turn the key in the lock of your abundance, to swing wide the door to your breakthrough wealth. Those 2 words are, I receive. When you declare, I receive, you step into alignment with the law of supply. You are no longer grasping, no longer worrying, no longer pushing against the tide. You are affirming that the gifts of spirit are already yours, and you are ready, willing, and open to let them flow. Most people spend their lives saying, I want, I need, I wish, and so they create more wanting, more needing, more wishing. But when you say, I receive, you shift the vibration instantly. You step into the completed picture. You declare that the thing you desire is already prepared for you in the invisible, and your only task is to open the door and let it in. Consider October as your month of harvest. Seeds you have sown in thought, in action, in prayer, are ready to bear fruit. But the harvest cannot enter the barn of your life unless you open the door. And the door is opened with those 2 words. I receive. Say them aloud, say them silently. Say them before you sleep, say them when you wake. I receive. Imagine money flowing to you, and whisper, I receive. Imagine opportunities calling your name, and declare, I receive. Imagine unexpected checks, blessings, promotions, clients, gifts of every sort, and affirm, I receive. The more you claim it, the more you magnetize it. The law is exact. Life will always mirror your inner word. If your inner word is, I lack, life says, yes, you do. If your inner word is, I receive, life says, yes, you shall. This October is not a month to labor under struggle or chase after wealth, as though it were running away from you. This is your breakthrough wealth month. When you step into effortless receiving, the universe is your great storehouse, and it is bursting with provision, waiting only for your consent. So declare this day, with conviction and with joy, October is my wealth month. I receive. Speak it when doubts come, speak it when fears whisper, speak it when appearances seem against you, for appearances are shadows, but your word is law. You are the vessel, and abundance is the water, ready to pour. Say the word, open the channel, and it flows. Beloved, the law of supply is like the air you breathe. You never wonder if there will be enough oxygen for you today. You inhale, and it is given. In the same way, wealth, opportunities, divine ideas, and material blessings are in the atmosphere of spirit, ready to fill your life. All that is required is that you do not block the flow with resistance. The formula, I receive, clears away resistance and prepares your mind to expect and accept what is yours by divine right. So as you step into October, do not say, I hope. Do not say, I'll try. Do not say, someday. Say, I receive. And watch as doors open, checks arrive, debts dissolve, health blossoms, and opportunities multiply. For the universe delights in pouring good upon those who are ready to receive. This October, your harvest is ripe, your wealth is ready, your breakthrough is here. Speak the word, hold the vision, stand in faith, and simply affirms, I receive. The 2-word formula, I receive, aligns you with divine supply in a way that nothing else can, because it shifts the entire vibration of your mind and your life. Most people live their days in a state of asking, pleading, hoping, and wishing. They look at life as though they are standing on the outside of abundance, trying to press their faces against the window, waiting for something to let them in. Yet the universe was never designed that way. The universe is not withholding, it is not rationing its gifts, it is not keeping wealth, love, or opportunities locked behind iron gates. It is flowing continuously, like a river that never runs dry, but the majority of souls block that flow by the words they speak. When one says, I want, or I need, the law responds with more situations that make them want and need. But when one shifts into the consciousness of, I receive, the law responds with fulfillment. This formula is the key that opens the vault. the word that signals to the universe that you are ready, willing, and open to take hold of what is already yours by divine right. Think of it as tuning a radio. If the abundance frequency is already broadcasting, you cannot hear it if your dial is turned to the station of lack. Saying, I want, is staying on the wrong frequency, because wanting is rooted in absence. But the declaration, I receive, is tuning into the frequency where abundance already exists. The moment you align your inner word with, I receive, you have shifted from a beggar mentality to an heir mentality. You are no longer reaching for what seems beyond you. You are claiming what has always belonged to you in the invisible. The supply is present, waiting, hovering, prepared. And the simple vibration of those two words brings you into harmony with it, in the same way that a magnet aligns iron filings without strain, without effort, without force. The magnet simply is what it is and its pull is automatic. Likewise, when you say, I receive, you step into alignment with divine supply, and the pull of that affirmation begins to draw into your life the money, opportunities, relationships, and ideas that match it. The reason this formula works so powerfully is that it cancels resistance. Many speak affirmations with strain. They say, I will be wealthy. I will have success. I will one day reach abundance. But every time they affirm a future tense, they are affirming that right now, they do not yet have it. This creates resistance, a tension in the mind that pushes the good away. I receive is not future tense, it is present, it is immediate, it is final. It places you in the position of already having, already accepting, already claiming. It erases the gap between you and your good, because it declares that the good is already at your doorstep and you have opened the door. It is a word of acceptance, not of effort. It is a word of faith, not of striving. It is a word of completion, not of postponement. When you repeat, I receive, you shift your inner posture from clenching to releasing. You allow yourself to believe that the universe is generous, that life is abundant, that blessings flow without limit. Imagine a river of gold, and you standing on its banks with your arms crossed, saying, I want. The river flows but you take nothing, because wanting is not the same as receiving. Now imagine opening your hands, opening your arms, and simply saying, I receive. The river does not change. The flow does not increase, but you have changed. The moment you change, the river enters, it pours into your hands, into your home, into your life. This is the power of alignment with divine supply. It was never about the river giving more. It was always about you opening more. This formula also dissolves the old stories many people carry about unworthiness. So many have been taught to believe they must prove themselves, work endlessly, sacrifice, or beg for the blessings of life. They walk with guilt, fear, and hesitation, thinking abundance belongs to others but not to them. I receive is the medicine for that lie. When you say, I receive, you are acknowledging your worth as a child of the universe, a rightful heir of divine wealth. You are no longer shrinking back, or excusing yourself from the table of plenty. You are taking your place without shame or apology. You are saying, I am ready now. I am worthy now. I am willing now. And that readiness, worthiness, and willingness is what allows supply to reach you. Divine supply is impartial. It flows wherever the channel is open. And, I receive, is the opening of that channel. Another dimension of this formula is how it trains the subconscious mind. The subconscious is a fertile soil that takes whatever word you plant and produces fruit in exact likeness. If you plant, I lack, it will grow more lack. If you plant, I can't, it will grow more obstacles. But if you plant, I receive, the subconscious begins to reorganize your actions, your thoughts, your decisions. To make that affirmation real, you will find yourself guided toward opportunities you might have ignored before. You will notice doors where before you only saw walls. You will attract conversations, connections, and circumstances that match the vibration of receiving. The subconscious does not argue, it does not question, it only obeys the seed of the word. And the word I receive is the seed of wealth, the seed of prosperity, the seed of open doors. The beauty of this formula is its simplicity. You do not need long affirmations, complicated rituals, or endless effort. 2 words are enough to unlock the floodgates of supply, because those 2 words carry the vibration of acceptance. Say them with feeling, say them with conviction. Say them until they echo in the chambers of your mind. Say them when you feel fear, say them when bills arrive, say them when doubt creeps in. Each time you say, I receive, you are shifting the current of thought back to divine supply, back to abundance, back to truth. The repetition impresses upon the subconscious. The subconscious directs your actions open doors, and doors lead to wealth. It is a chain reaction set in motion by two words. This October, let I receive become your daily breath. Whisper it in the morning as you rise. Declare it as you walk through your day. Affirm it before you sleep. Each time you say it, imagine the universe pouring blessings into your life. Imagine checks arriving in the mail, opportunities ringing your phone, ideas sparking in your mind, money flowing from unexpected sources. Hold the feeling of already having and say, I receive. This is not imagination alone, it is creation. The law is exact, and life must mirror what you consistently affirm. And when your affirmation is, I receive, your life becomes a living mirror of receiving. October is the month of harvest. Your spoken word opens the door to wealth in a way that no season can compare, because this month carries with it the vibration of completion, of reaping, of gathering what has already been sown. Life is governed by seasons, and just as the farmer trusts that spring is for planting, summer is for growth, and autumn is for harvest, so too must you recognize that your words and thoughts are seeds planted in the soil of the invisible. Every affirmation, every declaration, every thought charged with feeling is a seed, and those seeds never fail to grow. They grow in silence, in unseen places, just as roots grow deep beneath the soil before the plant ever breaks the surface. And when the time is right, the harvest comes. October is that time. The month when the invisible becomes visible. The month when the fruits of your words rise up to be gathered. This is why it is said that your spoken word opens the door to wealth. Because your words are not idle. They are not wasted. They are not mere sounds in the air. They are creative forces, spiritual decrees, blueprints that the universe must follow. Every word is a command, every statement is a mold. Every declaration sets the law in motion. When you speak lack, you reap lack. When you speak abundance, you reap abundance. When you declare your wealth, the law of harvest sets into motion to bring you the manifestation of wealth in the exact measure of your belief. October is a month that invites reflection on what you have been speaking over your life. Look back over the year and see the fruits you are now holding. Are they fruits of joy or worry, fruits of supply or scarcity, fruits of faith or fear? If you do not like the harvest, you must trace it back to the seeds, and the seeds are always words. Words are the first cause, the invisible energy that shapes material reality. To open the door to wealth in October, you must speak as though the harvest is already ripe, as though the barns are already filled, as though the table of plenty is already spread. You must speak in alignment with the truth that supply is ever present and wealth is your divine inheritance. Do not speak as though you are waiting. Speak as though you are receiving. Do not speak as though you are hoping. Speak as though it is already done. The harvest listens to the voice of faith, not the cry of doubt. The farmer does not dig up his seeds each day to see if they are growing, nor does he speak words of failure over the soil. He waters, he tends, and he trusts the law of growth. In the same way, you cannot keep speaking words of fear and expect a harvest of wealth. You cannot say, money never comes to me, and then expect a door of abundance to open. You cannot speak, I am always in lack, and then expect the harvest to be rich. Your words are the water that nourishes the soil of your subconscious. Your words are the sunlight that calls forth the green shoots of supply. Your words are the fence that guards the garden from weeds. October asks you to look at the field of your life and decide what words you will continue to speak. Because whatever you speak this month will determine the shape of your harvest, not only now but in the months to come, shifting from I want to I receive. Transforms desire into manifestation, because it changes the position of your mind and the vibration of your spirit. The word want carries with it the energy of lack, the sense of something being absent, the feeling of reaching for what is not yet in your possession. When you declare, I want, you are affirming that you do not yet have, And according to the spiritual law, life must continue to mirror that declaration. The universe says yes to every word you speak. And if your word is, I want, the answer is more wanting, more yearning, more longing without fulfillment. Desire in itself is the spark that awakens you to greater good, but desire alone is not enough to bring it forth. It is the shift from wanting to receiving that seals the manifestation. Because in that moment you stop standing outside the door and instead step across the threshold into ownership. When you say, I receive, you remove the gap between yourself and your good. You are no longer casting your dreams into a future that never arrives. You are pulling them into the present moment, where manifestation takes place. Desire is like a seed that knows what it can become. But if it is left in the hand of wanting, it never meets the soil. Receiving is the planting, the act of surrender that allows the seed to root and grow. The one who always says, I want, is like a gardener who keeps admiring the seed but never presses it into the ground. The one who says, I receive, has placed it in fertile soil, watered it with faith, and now stands in the assurance that growth is inevitable. The law of manifestation does not respond to endless craving. It responds to belief that what is desired is already granted, already prepared, already waiting in the invisible to take form. This transformation from wanting to receiving is also a transformation in consciousness. To want is to look outward and see yourself as incomplete, needing something outside to make you whole. To receive is to look inward and recognize that everything you could ever desire already exists in the field of spirit, and your acceptance is the only missing link. When you affirm, I receive, you align with that inner truth, and your mind becomes fertile ground for ideas, inspirations, and opportunities to appear. The subconscious mind takes its orders from the words you speak. If you continually repeat, I want, the subconscious records absence and creates conditions that reflect that absence. But when you affirm, I receive, the subconscious records fulfillment and begins to shape your actions, choices, and circumstances to mirror fulfillment. You will find yourself in the right place at the right time, guided toward open doors instead of closed ones, noticing possibilities that once slipped past you. The universe has always been ready, but you are not until you shifted from want to receive. Think also of the vibration carried by each word. Wanting feels tense, restless, impatient. It generates worry, because wanting is based on not having, and the mind cannot escape the picture of lack when it is focused on want. Receiving feels calm, complete, expansive. It carries the vibration of gratitude, as though the gift is already in your hands. Gratitude itself is a magnet for manifestation, because it is the vibration of already having. When you say, I receive, you are declaring gratitude ahead of time, and that gratitude draws the form to match the feeling. Imagine two people waiting for their harvest. One says, I want my crops to come in, I wish they would grow. The other says, I receive my abundant harvest now. I see the fields filled with fruit. Which one do you think will water and care for the soil with greater joy? Which one will attract helpers, resources, and opportunities to expand the field? It is the one who receives, because receiving creates expectation, and expectation creates manifestation. The shift from want to receive also honors the spiritual law of already finished supply. All good already exists in the invisible, waiting to take form. There is no lack in the divine storehouse, no shortage in the universe, no scarcity in the mind of God. Lack is only an appearance created by the human mind when it believes in separation. To want is to affirm separation, to say, it is there and I am here, and I must struggle to bridge the distance. To receive is to affirm unity, to say, it is here, it is mine, it is ready, and I open the door now. This unity consciousness dissolves fear and replaces it with faith. You no longer waste energy worrying about how or when, because the how and when are already contained within the act of receiving. The farmer does not demand to know the mechanics of each root and stem before trusting the harvest. He receives the law of growth as true and lets it do its work. In the same way, you need not know every detail of how your wealth, health, or opportunity will appear. By declaring, I receive, you allow the law to work without interference. To want keeps you striving, but to receive puts you in a state of rest. Rest is not idleness. It is trust. It is knowing that the work has already been completed in the invisible, and only awaits expression in the visible. From that place of rest, your actions are inspired instead of forced. You move with clarity instead of confusion, with confidence instead of fear. This is why so many people exhaust themselves chasing after wealth but never feel secure. Because their inner word is, I want. And so they live in endless chasing. The ones who prosper with ease are those whose inner word is, I receive. Because they allow the flow of supply to move without resistance. They act when prompted. They speak with confidence, they attract with magnetism. Because their vibration is already one of ownership. They are not chasing wealth. They are allowing wealth. When you practice shifting from, I want, to, I receive, you will notice that even the way you carry yourself changes. Want bends the body forward, straining, reaching, restless. Receive lifts the shoulders, steadies the breath, centers the gaze, because it carries assurance. Assurance is attractive. Assurance draws opportunities. Assurance communicates to the universe that you are ready. The people and circumstances around you begin to reflect that readiness, responding to the vibration you hold. Where once doors seemed locked, now they open. Where once money seemed scarce, now it flows. Where once you felt distant from your dreams, now they seem to walk toward you. The only difference is the shift in word. The shift in vibration, the shift in consciousness from wanting to receiving. This transformation is not complicated. It does not require long rituals or endless effort. It is a simple practice of awareness and replacement. Each time you catch yourself saying, I want, pause and replace it with, I receive. Each time you notice the thought of lack, shift it into the thought of ownership. Each time you feel the restlessness of desire, calm it with the peace of receiving. Over time, your mind will be retrained, your subconscious reprogrammed, and your entire being realigned with manifestation. You will look back and wonder how you lived so long in the vibration of want, when the joy of receiving was always available. The law is exact, the universe is generous, and your words are the key. Want will keep you reaching forever, but receive will bring it into your hands now. The moment you choose, I receive, desire is no longer an aching distance. It becomes living manifestation unfolding before your eyes. The power of spoken word in October is multiplied because of the season itself. The energy of the collective world in autumn is focused on gathering, completing, reaping, and preparing. When you align your words with this natural rhythm, you harness the momentum of the season. Speaking, I receive my wealth now, in October carries a weight, a force, a spiritual wind behind it. Because the very vibration of the month is tuned to harvest. This is why it is vital to choose your words with care during this time. Declare boldly that money flows easily to you, that opportunities arrive in perfect timing, that debts are cleared, that unexpected blessings fill your days. Speak with the authority of one who knows the law cannot fail. Speak with the certainty of one who knows that October is not a month of waiting, but a month of gathering. Your spoken word is the key to the invisible storehouse. Imagine a warehouse overflowing with treasures, gold, contracts, checks, and blessings with your name upon them. The storehouse does not open by begging or by worrying. It opens by command. Your command is your word. When you say, I open the door to wealth, I receive my harvest now. The storehouse responds. The invisible door swings wide, and supply moves from the unseen into the seen. Your word is the password, your declaration the key, your affirmation the law that grants entry. Without the word, the storehouse remains shut, not because the universe withholds, but because you have not yet spoken the law of permission. October is waiting for your word. The law is waiting for your command. The supply is waiting for your declaration. Say it boldly. Say it daily. Say it with unshakable faith. The harvest is mine. The wealth is mine. The supply is mine now. It is also important to remember that October does not create new seeds. It reveals the results of old ones. If your spoken word in the past was full of doubt, fear, or lack, the harvest you see today may not please you. But even in that, there is hope. Because the law of words is continuous, you can begin today to speak new seeds into the soil. The harvest of lack you see now is temporary, and the moment you change your word, you begin to plant a new field that will yield a different harvest. October is not only a time to gather what has already grown, it is also a reminder to plant new declarations for the next season. If you desire more wealth, more freedom, more supply, begin to speak it now. Say aloud what you intend to see, declare it as though it were already true, and let October be both your harvest and your sowing ground. The door to wealth is not opened by effort alone, it is opened by word. Many work tirelessly, yet their words undo their labor. They toil, they strive, they sweat, but then they say, "It is hard to prosper, it is difficult to make money, I will never get ahead," and so their words cancel their work, and the harvest remains thin. But another speaks differently. Another says, "Money comes to me easily. I am always in the right place at the right time, opportunities find me, supply flows through me." And though this one may work less, their harvest is greater, because their words multiplied their effort instead of canceling it. October teaches this lesson in a way that cannot be ignored. Your words are the true labor. Your affirmations the true work, your declarations the true seed. And as you speak, so shall you gather. This is why October is your wealth month, if you will let it be. The energy of harvest surrounds you, the law of words is active, the storehouse of supply is open, waiting for your command. You need not force, you need not strive, you need only speak. Speak wealth, speak supply, speak abundance, speak it until it becomes the only language you know. And as you speak, watch the doors swing wide. Watch the checks appear. Watch the opportunities unfold. Watch the debts dissolve. Watch the harvest fill your hands. For October is the month of harvest. And your spoken word is the key that opens the door to wealth.